This is the Mercedes-AMG GLC 43 Coupe. Naam bade, displacement chote, because this is another AMG model which has become the victim of downsizing. This being the GLC 43 is the go fast version of the GLC, not the go fastest version, because that is actually the GLC 63. Both of them have the same engine, but we'll come to that later. This is the top selling AMG model in India, the GLC 43 AMG, and the GLC 43 AMG was the very first AMG model to be assembled in India, but this one is coming via the CBU route. I don't understand why. The price of this car is upwards of rupees 1.3 crores, making it a lot more expensive than its direct rival, the BMW X3 M40i. Straight away, let's open the engine bay to get a bit disappointed here, because this is a smaller 2-liter engine. Out goes the 3-liter V6. In comes the 2-liter electrified motor. There's insulation there, obviously. Strut brace right in the center, something which I really don't see with a lot of Mercedes cars. And washer fluid goes in right here. Now, it says AMG here. It also says that it has been handcrafted, because this follows the one-man, one-engine philosophy of Mercedes-AMG, and the design gets sportier bits, obviously, with the sportier grille, AMG-specific bits, with the AMG badging right here. Behind this massive Mercedes logo is the radar for ADAS. There's a front camera here, the Mercedes-AMG logo here on the bonnet, and it has these cuts and creases which actually look nice. This car is available in 9 colors, 4 of which are actually chargeable. And you get 6 parking sensors at the front, because it has got self-park, obviously. This is very much functional, this air curtain here. And these lights are obviously digital lights. So it says digital light on the inside, Mercedes-Benz written right here. The indicator is on at the moment. It has got 1 million pixels on the inside. I'm just going to show it to you on the other side to show you how the DRL actually works. Mercedes logo here, Mercedes-Benz written on the inside as well. Crazy attention to detail in this car, which is amazing. In fact, I think this opens and closes depending on when it needs to breathe, and it also gets a front splitter there, finished in gloss black. Obviously, the car looks phenomenal. In fact, the treatment here shows the attention to detail, because all of this is for better aero bits. Now, in terms of the length, this car is almost 4.8 meters. The wheelbase is almost 2.9 meters, and it's a sexy looking car because this is a coupe. The tires are big, optional 21 inches on this particular car. Otherwise, regulars are 20s, and the design of the alloy wheels is actually quite impressive. I definitely like it. Red color brake calipers with AMG written right there. Front tire size 265 40 21. Meanwhile, the rear tire size is definitely bigger, because it's a 295 35 21. Yeah, massive rear tire size. Look at the, oh my god, the width is like crazy. I love it. Request sensors on all the doors, obviously. I love the color scheme. It looks phenomenal. What a beautiful looking car. Fuel goes in right here. If you notice, chrome door handles, which is a nice touch for sure. At the rear, I love the design. I absolutely love the design of this car. It looks phenomenal, because it's got quad freaking exhaust, 2 here and 2 here as well. That is the towing hook. You get 6 parking sensors at the rear as well. Is it 6? Yes, it is. But what is this fake treatment, Mercedes? Why do you do such things? Not needed at all. Diffuser treatment, which is again very cool, shows the sporty intent of this car. There's no rear parking camera. There is actually hidden right inside here. Rear fog lamp. This is for the reversing light, and the tail lights look nice, but no dynamic swipe indicators. In fact, it says GLC 43 here and has a subtle spoiler as well. AMG written right there. It feels a bit heavy from the rear. You don't get rear wiper washer because it's a coupe now, so obviously it pushes down all the water effortlessly. And let's just press this to open the boot. The boot has become smaller, 546 liter boot, which is 74 liters smaller than the non-coupe version. So you pay extra money to have less practicality. That's kind of crazy. There is this mat here. I don't know why it is here. And by just pulling this, you can recline the seat. Okay, I need to push it ahead. And what is this? That is actually the first aid kit. So it's practical, because you have got storage space and straps and all those things. In fact, below here, you also get a spare wheel, which is small at 145 18 19. It's a steel wheel, not an alloy. Warning triangle, a lot of toolkits placed all over. And the battery is actually placed here. In fact, the 63 has an even smaller boot, because the 63 has a battery, because it's a plug-in hybrid. I press this, power tailgate, there it shuts. Smooth, nice, beautiful looking car. I'm in love with the design. I absolutely love the design of this car. I love the alloy wheels as well. Side footstep, which is of no use at all. You actually get a sun blind here, which is manual. Door pockets are actually decent size. Love the metal treatment. Burmester sound system. It's a 3D surround sound system with 15 speakers and 710 watt output. Let's just drop this. Yeah. 40 20 40, so that you can increase the boot carrying capacity by actually opting for a coupe and then deciding to use the rear seats for better storage, which doesn't make sense. Just shut this. It says airbag here. It says airbag in a lot of places because this car has got 9 freaking airbags, red seat belts which add to the sporty intent of this car, isofix child seat mounts, and everybody gets ahead. Meanwhile, there is good amount of space at the rear. Under thigh support is not that great though. You get 2 USB-C charging sockets here, some storage space here, a hump here which doesn't make it practical for the center passenger, 2 AC vents here, no AC vents on the side, a hook, says airbag everywhere, and height adjustable seat belts at the front. The dashboard looks absolutely lovely. What a design, and what a freaking design. Let's open the center armrest because this is a pen holder and there are twin cup holders as well. This does not open. Let's just shut this. How do I recline this independently? Like this. If I want to carry long items, I can do that too, which is nice. Headroom has been sacrificed because of the sloping roofline, but it's fine for someone as tall as me. Light in the center, airbag everywhere, airbag. Okay, good amount of space, but under thigh support should have been better. I love the red stitching. It's so premium. This finish on the seats, sort of Alcantara, amazing. Well done, Mercedes-Benz. Proper seat belts for everybody in this car, which is again nice. Let's get out. Oh, I love this treatment. It's so beautiful. This piano black finishing, gloss black obviously, and you get ambient lighting almost everywhere. That's cool as well. Let's shut this door. There it shuts. Let me take you to the front and show you that there's a camera here. Meanwhile, there's a camera here for the lane keep assist, a sensor for rain sensing wipers, and there's another camera here. I don't know for what. In fact, it has the Mercedes logo here. It says turbo electrified only on this side. On the other side, it does not say it. It actually says it, but it doesn't say it. What am I even talking? Let me show you. Before that, let me show you. It says Mercedes here. The signature has been added. Too much attention to detail, but the T has dropped from here. So it's an turbo electrified vehicle. Let's straight away get inside because the seats are adjustable in multiple ways. You can adjust the lumbar from here, and right now press a button. If you notice, the seat is going behind, the headrest is going up, and the under thigh support is extending as well. So yeah, the seats are extremely comfortable no matter what your size is. Here it says airbag. You get sportier pedals as well. This AMG logo has been planted right here, for which I shall remove this plastic sheet right now. I think it also glows at night. Anyways, door pockets are massive. Premium treatment. You can adjust the seat into multiple ways. You get seat heating for the front seats, 3 memory settings as well, and a speaker placement here. Is it a speaker or a tweeter? You let me know in the comment section below. Seats are nice. It says AMG here. Like amazing seats, amazing bolstering. The dashboard design looks very premium. That is the control for the headlights. This is for the electric parking brake, and the steering wheel is new here because this is an AMG specific steering wheel which has this flat bottom treatment. Some carbon fiber has been splashed all over as well here as well as here. And the good part is you get these knobs, so you can change the drive modes on the go, which is amazing. In fact, here you can change a lot of stuff. So obviously you can browse through like this, but the good bit is that now it lets you get into a menu. If I press this button, it gets me into the engine menu, which is nice. In fact, I'm going to change this and come to another menu here because this one is for track pace. I press this and track pace activates. So this is actually a new thing which was not there before. Glove box is decent size, and you have got some storage below the front center armrest as well, with a tray which moves. 2 USB-C charging sockets. There's a light inside. There's another USB-C charging socket. There's a wireless charging pad, twin cup holders, lot of storage space here, which is crazy and amazing. And there it shuts. It gets wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, which is something you would expect. Treatment has been changed on the dashboard, sort of a carbon fiber treatment here, which is nice. 3 AC vents in the center. It gets a heads-up display as well, which is just amazing. I love the steering. I love the interior. The interior looks phenomenal, just super duper amazing. There's a handle to hold on to for the driver because there is so much capability in terms of handling. There's a microphone right here. You get a light as well as a mirror on both the sides, obviously, and you get ambient lighting here too. This is for Mercedes me for the connected car bit. Let me just swipe it like this, and there opens the sunroof. So yeah, the sun blind opens first. It gets a panoramic sunroof, bigger sunroof, but because the roof is sloping, they can't really give it massive sunroof which goes all the way behind. So that's a bit of a hindrance, and there it opens, brings in a lot of airy feeling to this black cabin. But okay, let me push it further behind. I don't like the way this is to operate. It's just not the best to operate. It could have been better. Yeah, just have physical switches. Yeah, Mercedes' obsession of removing physical switches is just worrisome to me. You have some physical buttons here along with a fingerprint sensor biometric right here. Let's get into the camera. It gets a 360-degree parking camera. The view is just amazing. Yeah, you got multiple views here, which is just super duper awesome, and you can also save a position where you want the camera to activate next time. I can do self park as well. Yeah, it will detect and park. Engine start button, stop start system is there in this car, although it has a 48 volt mild hybrid system. I don't know why it's there then. And this is the control for the indicators as well as the wipers. This is for the gas selector. Obviously Mercedes has up and down paddles, which it clearly states there. A lot of buttons here. So from this button you can operate this particular screen. The maps and navigation quality of the screen is just next freaking level. Yeah, it is just super duper amazing, because this is an 11.9 inch portrait screen. Phenomenal to operate. There's so many things you can do inside here. Because I get into comfort, there I can turn on the massage, which is not the full massage. Then I can get into ambient lighting. There are 64 colors for the ambient lighting, and I can get into multicolors as well. I was worried who is on the side. Look like animals are enjoying themselves. Meanwhile, let's get out from here. There's a new menu, which is AMG Performance, engine data, vehicle data. There's a G-force meter here. There's an IWC clock. The whole graphics here is just next level. And then you can see the fuel consumption. That will be stupid for you to see. If you're buying such a car, why would you care about it? Car wash mode, heads up display, active lane keep assist. It has all the ADAS functions. Obviously, it has got dual zone climate control, air conditioning. Air conditioning is an absolute chiller. As soon as I increase the temperature, it becomes red. As soon as I decrease the temperature, it turns blue. So similar stuff as other Mercedes cars. Obviously, nothing new here. You have an AMG button here. You can configure so many things now, like the drive, suspension, dynamics, traction control, and gearbox, exhaust. Too loaded, and too freaking loaded. Like, this is absolutely crazy. Yeah, this is an information overload. And when you turn on the vehicle now, it has this AMG logo splash here, but this is a fingerprint magnet. Every time you touch now, you are leaving fingerprints for there to come and check you. Off-road mode is there, which shows you a lot of off-road data, and it has got the transparent bonnet as well, for which I obviously need to drive a bit ahead. Okay, I need to deactivate the speed limit. I don't know why that happened. There, transparent bonnet, which is phenomenal. I love it. Then there's this 12.3 inch screen, which has got a lot more information now. So you have to use this to operate it. And now you have got new modes right here. So there's track pace, there's obviously super sport, and there's the usual classic sport and all those things, which I'll change while driving this car. There's also an off-road one, which is quite cool. If you notice now, the heads-up display also has multiple options on the top, which is quite nice. So there are so many features in this car which try the level best to actually compensate for the lack of cylinders. But is it enough? Well, let's start driving right away. Alright, it's time to drive. Let me open the door and show you this very cool animation. Let's turn on the vehicle. There it rose to life straight away. I'm going to come into race mode. You notice the animation here. Audio system turns on, tire pressure warning, into first gear already. Race start, and off we go. That is 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4.8 seconds, blisteringly fast. And in order to make sure that you feel the speed, the performance can be felt by the driver, the pre-tensioning with the seatbelts is just too aggressive here. I've never seen it pre-tension so aggressively. Every time you accelerate, the seatbelt holds you very tightly to tell you that you are accelerating very fast, but it doesn't have the drama because it has been downsized. So out goes the 3-liter V6 engine, which produced 390 horsepower and 520 Newton meters of torque. Yeah, 6 cylinders gone. Instead, 2 cylinders lesser in this car. This is a 4-cylinder engine, which is a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine known as the M139, which is famous because it also powers the A45 AMG. 421 horsepower, 31 horsepower more than the older model, and 500 Newton meters of torque, 20 Newton meters less than the older model, but doesn't matter because it has got a 48 volt mild hybrid system for electric assist, and that boost is approximately 20 horsepower and 200 Newton meters under heavy acceleration. In fact, the boost is so addictive and aggressive that at times you leave the throttle, the car is still going ahead. That is the level of performance it has to offer thanks to the electric assist. It's just a 48 volt mild hybrid system. It's not a big plug-in hybrid battery, which is actually there in the 63 model, because the plug-in actually has a 204 horsepower electric motor, resulting in a lot better performance when compared to the older C63 or the GLC 63 AMG. But again, 2-liter engine, half the downsizing happening for the 63 models, because the older model, the 63 GLC, that had a 4-liter bi-turbo V8 engine, and now we are getting a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine even in the 63, which is just criminal if you ask me, because you can't downsize that aggressively. But still, there's not much to complain about because performance is very impressive. Firstly, bad roads are really bad, but this car deals with them quite nicely, because even though it is on the stiffer side, it's quite manageable. We'll just turn off the air conditioning right now. I don't know why the air conditioning is on, and that obviously will help me listen more to the engine, because the engine is very silent. Yeah, you can't hear it much. It is extremely muted here, but they've actually put a mic on the exhaust so that they can pipe in the exhaust sound from the speakers. Not artificial sound, but they are artificial because they're coming from the speakers. You can't hear it from the outside. That's because the cars are getting so good in terms of insulation. Around the corners, it is so impressive. It's just lovely the way it goes. It stays glued to the road. It is very, very stable, and oh my goodness, the performance really is actually mind-blowing. 0 to 100 km per hour in 4.8 seconds, which is 0.6 seconds faster than the older model, which took 5.4 seconds. So yes, it has become quicker in spite of the downsizing, and because of downsizing, fuel efficiency will improve as well. But someone who's buying an AMG really doesn't care about fuel efficiency. Now, do you? Over bad roads, you can feel a lot. Yeah, especially if you are in sport mode. We are in race mode actually. It's not the best mode for our roads because our roads are really screwed up when the rains hit. And ground clearance is not an issue. It doesn't have air suspension. It has steel springs, but it has got adaptive dampers with 3 settings: Comfort, Sport and Sport Plus. When you're in Sport Plus, the movement is little less, but it is obviously on the stiffer side. The steering is such a joy. It's unbelievably joyous to drive this car because the steering is very direct, very quick, and extremely responsive, gives good amount of feel and feedback. Mercedes is doing a great job with steering wheels. I've been saying this all along because they managed to tune the steering absolutely phenomenally well. I am like really very impressed by the steering wheel. I'm just going to change this to the vehicle data here, and I can just do it using the buttons on the steering wheel itself. So this is a very useful bit, especially these new menus which have come. I really like it. Yeah, I just want to get into track pace. There I press a button. We are in track pace. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's get into drag race. We shall launch this car later to time it to see how fast it is. So the ride is okay, very much livable on a day-to-day basis. The handling is actually very impressive, and the engine is very punchy as well in spite of the downsizing, but doesn't have the drama. Yeah, that is the problem. The drama is missing. The sound from the exhaust is not audible inside, and with 4 cylinders, how much can you hear and how much sound can you make? It has some cracks and pops, but it's not very aggressive as such. So that's a bit of a bummer, that you do miss more cylinders here. So I don't understand why they're downsizing, specifically when your direct rival is actually having 6 cylinders, because the BMW X3 M40i comes with a 6-cylinder engine, the B58, which is phenomenal. What an engine. And that car, the BMW, is actually 30 lakhs cheaper than this one. Yes, this car is more than 1.3 crores on road Mumbai, making it extremely expensive for what it has to offer. But then you have to remember one thing, that the X3 is actually the older generation. With the new generation, prices will increase. But yes, Mercedes is increasing its prices quite a lot these days, making it extremely out of reach for a lot of us. Now I come into sport mode for the cluster, which also looks quite nice. In fact, there are so many dramatic elements in this car. Okay, ADAS warning always kicks in, very aggressive ADAS. It's telling me in the mirror also that there's someone in my blind spot. When you unlock the car at night now, it will obviously do a light show. Yeah, the headlights will do a show when you turn on the car. When you unlock the car, the headlight will have a show, and then when you lock it again, the headlight will have a show. In fact, it projects the Mercedes logo from the outside rear view mirrors, and it also has a nice light show for the rear as well. So the tail lamps also have a nice way of coming on and going off, which is also fantastic. By the way, this car has got F1 tech, which is basically the electric exhaust gas turbocharger. There's an electric motor which is placed before the turbocharger, basically to spool up the turbocharger very quickly, even before the exhaust gases come and spool up the turbocharger, thereby preventing turbo lag. A very nice tech to have in this car. Bad roads are something you should avoid because of the low profile tires, and that's the reason why this car feels punchy throughout. It doesn't anytime let go of performance. Low end is good, mid range is very good, and top end is phenomenal. It redlines all the way to 7,000 RPM. So yeah, it is punchy in that regard. I'm just browsing through a lot of information here. Map view. Oh my god, every time I go through this now, it blows my mind the kind of information it has. G-force meter is cool as well, and a figure, come on! Brakes are phenomenal, yeah, very aggressive brakes. We will do the brake test ahead, but this is a car which is very nimble to drive thanks to the fact that it has got rear wheel steering, which turns by up to 2.5 degrees. The direction obviously depends on the speed. So at lower speeds it will turn in the opposite direction, at higher speeds it will turn in the same direction as the front wheels, thereby improving maneuverability and high speed stability of this car. Yeah, because it virtually increases the wheelbase at high speed. So that's again a fantastic thing. It has this artificial sound which doesn't feel that fun, yeah, because you know that it's not the real deal, but still it's actually a very impressive car. So we are going to do the brake test. Hazard lights on. Oh my god, excellent brakes, absolutely stellar brakes. So quickly I'm going to be changing this to the track pace one, and we're going to press the track pace button right here. Okay, fine, drag race. Yes, and we are going to be doing the drag race to see how fast this car is able to do the 0 to 100 km/h sprint. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, hazard lights off, revving the motor, race start. Oh my goodness, that was quick. In fact, you know what? This car went from 0 to 100 km/h in 5 seconds because it's a bit damp right now, but not far away from the 4.8 seconds claim time. With nominal acceleration, the car actually lifts from the front and it just goes. And because of the electric assist, because of the 48-volt mild hybrid system, trust me on this, this car is sometimes just moving ahead and you're like, what is happening? I have left off the throttle, why is it still just like galloping ahead? That is the kind of performance it has to offer. The only thing is the downsizing is something which is not acceptable to a lot of us, because we are like, you're paying more than 1 crore and still you're getting 4 cylinders. That's not done at all. So I'm going to change the cluster mode to show you the understated one, and automatically it shows me the audio system. So we're just going to listen to some audio. I don't know what weird song that is, but audio quality is absolutely phenomenal. Navigation menu is also quite cool. We'll just get into this vehicle data, which is also very nice. So very likable car, this GLC. The only thing is downsizing, bro. Downsizing and the pricing, two things which are just not going for this car. In fact, if I have to put it mildly, this car is nothing but the C43 AMG in the GLC format. That's it, because the engine is the same, everything is almost identical here. So you do expect Mercedes to offer more cylinders, and they are thinking that, you know, we are giving you more performance, but it's fine with the 43. With the 63, no one's going to buy. Nobody bought the C63 AMG, and no one's going to buy the GLC 63 AMG either, because with the 2-liter engine, you just cannot charge that much money. I understand the electric motor is expensive, and the 204 horsepower electric motor which is there in the GLC 63 AMG, which makes it more powerful than its predecessor and quicker as well. It's simply, I mean, it goes from 0 to 100 km/h in 3.5 seconds, which is extremely quick, but it simply does not have the drama. Now this car has got 6 drive modes. Yeah, there are a lot of drive modes here. In fact, there's comfort for comfortable driving, which is actually very good when you're driving it on bad roads like these. I don't know why the roads are like this, but they are the way they are. And then there is a slippery mode if you're driving on snow. Then there is the individual mode, which lets you alter a lot of things. Yeah, there's so many settings. It's absolutely crazy. 3 settings for the suspension: Comfort, Sport and Sport Plus. AMG dynamics can be altered as well, and the drive can either be moderate, reduced. There is obviously Sport, Sport Plus, Race and all that. Yeah, it is absolutely crazy the amount of settings which are available in this car, which will really blow your mind. And then you encounter such roads and you question your decision of buying a car with such low profile tires. If you ever buy this car, do not opt for the bigger 21-inch wheels. Absolutely not. I'm just going to put the assistance menu here. Let's see whether it identifies that truck. It does identify that truck, but somehow that truck looks like the Tata Curve. I don't know why. Anyways, this car also has got ADAS. Naturally, all Mercedes cars have ADAS, and ADAS actually works fantastically well here. It's something you would expect, and there is a massive traffic jam right ahead of me. So what's the use of all that power? Well, that's the reason why Mercedes has given it all the features in the world. Heating for the front seats, but why not ventilation or massage? Because that's something you really need when you're stuck in such traffic. I don't know why all trucks look like the Tata Curve only. Anyways, I'm just going to change this to the off-road menu, which is quite nice. Can we turn on the transparent bonnet? I don't know if it's going to work at this speed, but we shall try for sure. Off-road mode activated here. Come on. And this is the transparent bonnet. No, it's not actually activating the transparent bonnet because of the speed. Probably it needs to do it at a lower speed. I love this car. I think it's a fantastic car, but I will sum up a little bit later. First, I need to tell you that this car obviously has a 4MATIC system, which is a 4-wheel drive system, which Mercedes likes to call as 4MATIC. 69% of power can be channeled to the rear wheels, so 31% to the front axle, and it feels more rear biased, so it doesn't understeer. It has this little bit oversteering nature, but there's so much grip because of the wide tires, so you never ever have issue. And I love the way the camera keeps turning. Yeah, this is so nice. Beautiful. Yeah, what a beautiful, oh my god, that is super duper aggressive. I wish it had a bird's eye view as well. That would be quite cool. So we are just going to come out of this into the service menu, which is saying that the front left tire is actually having less pressure. Everything else seems to be fine, but the front left is losing pressure because I think I took it on some really bad roads where the low profile tires are more susceptible to punctures, so air is being lost right now. What a beautiful heads-up display. So in terms of the whole technology, the features, the interior, the comfort, the quality and all, it's absolutely phenomenal as expected from a Mercedes car. But then there are certain issues which crop up when you realize the price of this vehicle, and that is when you start to complain. And I'm just going to see if I can change the cluster mode to the race one. I don't know if you guys can see it, but if you can, then let me know how does it look, because I think it looks absolutely fantastic. We're going to make a quick U-turn here, which is effortless thanks to the fact that the rear wheel steering is just very good here. It's not very aggressive, just 2.5 degrees of turn, which is not too much, and oh my god, it lunges ahead with so much aggression. It's quite unbelievable. The gearbox is also very fast shifting. It's a 9-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox, which is quick with shift. The only thing is that at lower speeds now it stumbles a bit. It's not the quickest there. It feels a bit out of place at lower speeds, so that's something which could be better. We are just going to come into this engine data. I'm just going to change this. We're going to turn off traction control. Let me get into the sport mode. The other modes are sport, sport plus. I'm actually getting into race mode. A race mode in a half AMG is something nobody expected, but it does have that. Sport handling mode activated. And what cluster mode should I put? I honestly like this classic one only. I think the classic one looks the best, and thankfully they're still offering us the classic one because BMW is really faltered here. BMW's clusters I do not like at all. Parking sensors becoming super aggressive. How this small like picture in picture pops in to show you the parking sensors both front and rear is just amazing. And the road conditions are really bad even for a GLC. So just imagine if you were driving a C43 AMG, you would be crying right now. So definitely a better option compared to the C43 AMG, which is priced at rupees 1.17 crores on road Mumbai. This is like 15 lakhs more expensive. Worth it completely if you want to save the underside of your car. Yeah, it is very, very important to have high ground clearance on Indian road. Anyways, you can still drive a bit fast here, and thanks to the mild hybrid system, it is very quick in terms of response, doesn't hesitate to really push you hard and fast. So that's something which is amazing. Maintains its line beautifully well, holds on to a like body roll is non-existent sort of. That is how beautifully tuned and dialed in this car is. Super duper impressive. I'm in love with the handling of this car. So as I see it, it's fantastic in terms of appearance, looks, design, interiors, features, tech. Even ride and handling balance is just amazing. The steering is lovely. Everything other than the engine is amazing. The engine is a problem here because 4 cylinders is just too less for a car of this price. I know I am behaving very old school because this car's engine gets the job done. But at the end of the day, an AMG needs to be furious, not just fast. This is fast but not furious. And on that bombshell, it's time to end. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, whatever, I'm going to launch it one last time with the traction control off to show you the level of grip it has to offer. I have to be super careful because there are big fat potholes on the road. Even an SUV is not immune to such bad roads because once you go inside, you can damage the rims, and these are very expensive rims because you're having the optional bigger 21-inch tires which are even lower profile still. So that's something you have to be really very careful about. So let's come to the left side and we are going to launch right away, but I can't launch it only because look at the road conditions. Yeah, what is the point of an AMG if the roads are so bad? Mercedes is becoming more aggressive with AMGs because this one has a race mode, but then they've also like reduced the cylinders, gone up in terms of the number of horses this car is able to put out. It's faster. It is actually the top selling AMG in India, the GLC, but I'm not sure if it's going to continue to be the top selling AMG. The problem is that the other AMGs like the GLE and the GLS is not available though. The GLE AMG version, which is the 53, they are a lot more expensive now. So at the end of the day, this is the most affordable one as well, though I don't understand why they are not locally making it in India anymore, because that's something they were doing before, which obviously gave it a nice price advantage. And all of a sudden it is pouring right now. Let's use the horn. I'm giving the Creta driver the Creta treatment itself. Instead of moving on the left, he's giving indicator to come right. That's funny. But I just wanted to make you hear the horn of this car. Come on! Beautiful. Beautiful grip levels. Obviously, even on the wettest of roads, this car has got ample traction because it is at the end of the day an AMG. So we are going to launch it here. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator. Revving the motor, race start not possible, it says. Why is race start not possible? That's kind of baffling. Hazard lights on, maybe it can cool something. And now race start not possible. There it is, race start. Using the paddles, can I increase the revs? No, again race start got cancelled. Did not seem to be increasing the revs somehow. Usually that is not the case because you can increase the revs. So again, we're going to do a race start. And off we go. So guys, this is my video of the Mercedes-AMG GLC 43 Coupe, 4MATIC, turbo, electrified, a very long name. Fast car, but not furious. Bye-bye.